They thought he was just an ordinary narrowboater, but underneath all of that boring exterior and scruffy appearance, he was Narrowboat Will.
I popped to see my grandkids, and I thought while I was there, I popped to the bank because this credit card fraud has been going on for weeks. You can't do it online. You can't do it through the app. You have to go into the bank. I went into the bank. No, you can't do it in the bank. You have to phone up. So I sat there. I sat here for 2 hours, and they said, "Sorry, we've got to close now." So I had to leave and come back the next day. Oh no, I can't believe it. Oh, I just kept ringing and ringing and ringing. Oh, and I was supposed to be seeing the kids. Yeah, 2 hours later, look. This is the same day. I have to go back the next morning. Big tortoise there, look. There's a big Lucas there. There's a very rare Zach, and even rarer Chloe. And a very rare species called Thankyou.
Look at them.
Staring at them.
I know. Raya! Come here, darling. Get lost with you.
So Johnny wants to see what top with Mummy.
Around their enclosure and catch their food. So just to prove that it is those whiskers doing all that work, Shauna's thrown that ball into the pool. Gina's able to sense the vibrations of the ball, pick it up, bring it all the way back up to the beach, onto her stand, and even pass it back to Shauna.
Oh. Oi, don't you dare throw it up. Let's get their food, look. Yeah, I know. Dark, light browns, dark browns. That's a tiny one compared to the massive.
Zebras are like fingerprints.
They're beautiful little things, they're cute.
We better get catching up.
Go on, mate. Little Chinese ninjas with the moustaches. What's going to spit on me? No! Oh.
Yeah, what are you looking at? Go on, F off. Where I'm going.
Imagine being around in those days with these things running around. Oh dear Nora, eh? Da, 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 da.
So sad.
Very sociable creatures. Very sociable. I was talking to a girl. She says, "You'll marry me?" I said, "No, I can't. I'm already married."
I don't,
She, I think that cloud there is coming from the power stations. Look at it, look. Wow. If you live near there, you're going to get plenty of sun blockage, aren't you? 'Cause it's blue skies everywhere, and you've got, well, it's very stormy over there as well. We've got the power stations over there. Wow. Oh, I love it here. I've got to move soon though, because this pontoon washing's out, look. Yeah, all the jeans here, look, all strewn everywhere like a tramp. Because people are going to need to use this pontoon. So I've got to make a big decision whether to go up back to Selby. The Trent Falls are too dangerous on my own, and you need 2 people. You also need to drop anchor and wait for the tide to turn. I'd rather do that with somebody else who knows what they're doing, because I haven't got a clue, and I've never dropped my anchor and tried to lift it on my own while the boat's in the middle of a river, so I wouldn't know. I really want to know. And there's sandbars everywhere. It's doable, but you need all the help you can get, you know. Follow somebody else who knows what they're doing. Blue skies become you. They go with your head. On that one. That's not nice. This beautiful owl flew up. See, it's daytime, look. It just flew around, flew up and down. They normally come out at night, don't they? It'd fly up and down, then it'd hover, and catch something. Beautiful creature. Barn owl. You get these wonderful English sunsets, don't you? Beautiful, calm. Those dogs keep howling. These wonderful evenings. And it's now 9:05 at night. Beautiful. Nice cycle ride back from the van. Taking my van to Selby. I'm just cycling back to Manby. Is it Manby? Marnby. Wonderful day. It's the 1st of June. The sun's out. It's beautiful. You gotta love it, don't you? You really have. You gotta love it. These houses are gorgeous here. They're really old, aren't they? The river there. And this is Route 65. 6.5 miles. You can cycle back quite easily to the van, you know. Lovely. It is the Queen's Jubilee. Fantastic. All the little villages are celebrating. Wonderful. Unity. Don't be ashamed of where you come from. Never be ashamed. Don't let anybody tell you to be ashamed either. Made it back here. Back here to wonderful Marby Lock. Try to get that right, you know. My boat's just down there, down the grass. Whew, wow. Just had a look under the front, you know, that grassy, false grassy stuff, and it's just a little bit rusty under there, so I'm just scraping it all back, and then I'm going to treat it with some rust eater and then put it back down again. It's not bad. It's been 4 years since I've checked, so right, let's crack on. See the lumps, get my hands out a bit. See the lumps there? Look, I'm just taking one of these, look, little grapefruit, perfect for getting your rust off. All these little lumps that are just sticking up. See, I've just scraped all the high points off, and now I'm going to give it a wash out. That's the sort of worst side there, and the worst, which you'd expect in the corners. So all these high pity points, I'm just going to go over the whole lot with some rust treatment and see how I go from there. Lovely. Right, I've washed it out. It's actually come up quite nice. That wall's come up nice and clean there. I need to do something about that wire. I need to put some clamps there or something to make it look a bit neater. That's another job. Yeah, so I'll let it dry now and then treat it, and then in future probably get a coat of paint on it, a bit of primer, undercoat, and then some top coat just to protect it. Top priority is getting this rust treated, isn't it? Don't you agree, Rippers? Just found these sticky pads. I put a zippy tie through there. Stick 1, 2, 3 on there maybe. Give it a wipe first with some thinners, and then get the zippies on and get that wire nice and neat out of the way. And as if by magic, oh, let's let me change the batteries a minute. Right, just like that, look, there you go. So I also put that on a, keep losing that. This is still under the water, so it's on a springy, so that does your water there, look. That stays there, because I keep losing it. So that's tidied that up. It's virtually dry now, so another half an hour, start putting some juice on it. What juice is that then? Well, what do you call it? A rust treatment, which is called Crust. K-R-U-S-T. Crust on your rust is a must. I always remember that. So I'll start banging some of that on. Alright. Because Steve needs his lock landing clear by tomorrow, I've just put the anchor on there, look. Bike on there. I've just put all the bits on the roof for now. And then I'm going to go turn around and try and wild moor up the river somewhere. Do you want to come along? Oh, come on. Tillerman's coming. He's bringing his mate. Me. Just cleaned all the brass. And yeah, you guessed it. What's coming in? Oh my. I just can't make it up. Almost every single, it was like that. Almost every single time I clean that brass, I'm getting paranoid about this now. Right, let's crack on. Got to turn around now. Come on, Will. Nice and gentle. Very little flow. Very little flow. Come on. Might have to reverse. To make it turn faster. And there we are. See, there's a bit of wind. To get a little bit further up here, away from population, away from dog walkers, away from prying eyes. Oh, you're weird, you are. You're not right. Maybe I'm becoming right. Maybe this is right. And the soup that we live in, the news, keep watching the news. That is just wrong. That's the wrong way to go in life. Your body, when you watch a violent image, doesn't know whether that's real or fantasy. You'll release hormones into the body. You go into a fight or flight response and you release those hormones so you can get away quick. If you don't run away and use them up, they'll store in your body. They'll store in certain areas like stomach, back, legs. You'll be aching. You'll just feel tired because these images, even though you know it's not, your body doesn't. Your body's can't discern from reality or fantasy. So if you watch the news, you're going to become very, very ill if you keep watching it. It's a bad thing to watch. That's my tip for the world. It's a lovely English view, isn't it? Managed to get in here. A bit of the old wild mooring lot, eh? Deep enough. Lovely and quiet. I've got a nice view there, lot. Wressel Castle or Manor. Lovely. Just giving it a quick coat of undercoat, and then just to protect the metal, and then it's not very good paint. It was thick, it was horrible. It's gone off, but it's protecting the metal now. I don't care. So over that I'm going to get some more of this grey. I might even do it blue, you know, up to that line there. Just do it all blue. I've got plenty of blue. No, it's not cheap. It's £39 for 2.5 litres. So it's not cheap paint. Anyway, this mooring's beautiful. The thing I've noticed about mooring here is, on these rivers, see it's dropped from there to there overnight. It goes up and down. It goes up and down because the sluices at the lock, they let water out and they hold water back, so it goes up and let it out. So when you're mooring, you've got to moor somewhere pretty deep. Luckily this is quite deep here, but it has dropped a lot. Wow. Wild mooring, eh? Come here, look. Oh, the castle view over, it's just over there, look. Woohoo! You beauty! Something going off. There's a lot of shouting, big explosions. What is going off? I'm in the middle of bloody nowhere. I'll go on the roof and have a look. Can't quite see, but some kind of reenactment going off over there. I just can't quite see it. Give it a camera on a pole or something. On a pole, I'm hoping I can. Wressel Castle is a ruined palace fortress in the East Riding of Yorkshire, England, built for Thomas Percy in the 1390s. It is privately owned and is usually open to the public for a few days each year. Wressel Castle originally consisted of 4 ranges built around a central courtyard. There was a tower at each corner, and the structure was entered through a gatehouse in the east wall facing the village. After Thomas Percy was executed for rebelling against Henry IV, Wressel Castle was confiscated by the Crown, with occasional periods when it was granted to other people. The castle was mostly under royal control until 1471, when it was returned to the Percy family. Henry Percy, 5th Earl of Northumberland, refurbished the castle and gardens, bringing them to the standard of royal properties. The castle was embedded with an ornamental landscape with 2 gardens laid out at the same time as the castle was founded, and a 3rd created later. Wressel was intended as a high-status residence rather than a fortress, and was never besieged. However, it was held by Parliament during the English Civil War and partly demolished in 1646 to 1650, leaving the South Range still standing. What I could hear from my boat when I was listening to the gunshots was a reenactment society. It was a Jubilee weekend, and they were, of course, acting out the wars as we always do. But it was like a brilliant day out, and I was watching it through my binoculars. I sat on the bank with a cup of tea. Really enjoyed it from afar. 7:50 service time. 250 hours I've done. So today, this service I'm going to do oil and filter, gearbox. I'm going to drain the wasp filter. I'm not going to change that fuel filter today, and a new air filter, and check everything over as usual. You know what I'm like, especially because after that canal, that Pocklington Canal, I was forward and reversing really hard for days and days. So I'm going to really check that to make sure it's tight. Poor thing, been through the mill, eh? Right, let's crack on.